you're saying that upstart goblin looks like Bob? I know.
We're still back, baby.
Okay. Let me know in the comments. Upstart goblin is hard.
Internet's a little funky right now, so I'm a little against doing this. But let's see how far we can go. I'll be taking the Fujoshi deck with me.
Not close. I don't care what their life total is. Sounds like my deck, though. Sounds like my style.
Oh, I'm in casual.
1,000 cuts. Like, I would have played the camel deck, right? And I would have actually won game. Okay. My style and like that works. I would play this 100 times over. Like, just give the opponent 1,000 life and draw a card for free. I would play that in Magic with 1,000 life because my win con's not gonna care. So again, 8,000 life is correct. 3 copies per card, and they can go 1,000 life is 100%. How do you say this? Because, like, a card has to be the value of a card in no form. All your cards busted.
Let's go. I'm going second.
Busted land. Possible aggro type deck, like something that is.
I forgot to turn on my toggles. I'll turn them on during side decking, I guess. K9.
Special Chronos or whatever summon like up combos, overwhelming age of affairs, right? Combos. Okay. Closer. And 1,000 life should be different. Not. Okay.
Why did they surrender? Oh my god, they bricked.
Around 8,000. I imagine the card gets better and better. The powerful.
Are they gonna make me go first?
For time, this probably gets better.
They're likely
Now we're talking about
playing Vanquished Soul alongside the K9s.
Than like some aggro deck trying to hit the perfect amount of damage every time. So that's a lot of spots, a lot of time, and that's a lot of money.
I'll reduce my Molchami count by 1.
So, normal format, I don't last as I don't think.
Off to a great start, aren't we?
As fine reason. Like, this is the kind of card that I could like restricted in time. But here's the weird thing about the card: how much do you love the card? How you love this card? Like, actually love this card? I mean, I like, but like after you play it the first 5 times, like a card, get your life, draw again. You know, there's nothing exciting about it. Whereas you kind of want your one-of cards to have some amount of like exciting attached to it, and even as a one-of, like every non-aggro deck is probably like, yep, that card. Because the idea is you want to draw your best. I guess the only way that out of a deck, if every card is so good, why would you opponent 1,000 life? Another one. Every card, the range card at act. So
oh, we're in the main phase.
And in Magic, that never happened because land that provides a lot of favor in the game. I wonder if I'm
okay.
That kind of effect the lands. I might that. I still see it. Probably one card. This probably still one card in it. Or the other card that's or goblins for that cards. I can see
not gonna stop picking rock.
I can also okay. Remember our decks are cards too. Yeah. I know. That's because we have like 20 some lands. Nope. It is because except 1,000 lands. I might be overrated, but I'm still gonna take up that. I just don't. Not very exciting. I can see people like. I'm trying to put myself in the minds of an approach to dance, which is always cards and fresh. Eventually, fresh. I think. I'll go with that.
Star Goblin has always, like, might actually interesting the fact that starting out, sort of didn't value up Star Goblin at all. Unless they
Okay, I think this is pure branded. That's a great draw.
Zodia, I would say, but for the most part, people did just because I just don't think value having less fun. In fact, it really took the game out. I spent like era and some higher level thinker players realize that valuing this type of thing is so good that playing copies of Goblin and every deck was essentially and then everyone essentially followed suit. That was like Upstart back in the day, and ended up getting the card limited. What happened was it just limited, semi-limited.
Just in case they're still playing Draco Tail.
Eventually, different cards are make a card like now mentioned about aggro decks might not want to play this. Aggro decks don't care because you see a lot of decks that are aggro decks can put over 9,000, 10,000 and they don't know how to make whatever. So that doesn't actually affect the aggro how crazy our aggro decks. Again, release some cards
What is a turn?
that relied on spell cards.
A miserable thing that prevents that makes it so only one person is having fun at a time. But not with quick effects. Have at you. We're playing together, baby. As every game should be. That was my last interaction. I'm gonna need them to commit stuff further. They're going to. Okay, they're planning to commit into a Molcharmy Fualos as a pure branded. Full board's gonna give me like 4 more draws. A half board, I think 2 more. What are they doing? If they weren't committing, they may as well have looked at my hand.
Argument. I don't feel too bad. That's awesome. All your cards are already your best, most important cards.
Yep. Alright. No Poggle. Think about this.
Power of crap card? All one card? Why is it a crap card?
Tell me.
Are they playing Malice? Why'd they set a card? And are still thinking.
Maybe make some crap archetype cards. Crabs, or I don't know. It's so as a trap card, that face down, and then you can activate
for your own turn. Whenever.
I was probably the thing about trap card that it being down, and there are other effects that like discard your hand, or you can racks your hand, or something, and then you can basically you have a card in the bank. I don't know what it is. Card in the bank.
Oh, I forgot Lupus has an effect for protection.
It's another just... Is there anything to stop you? Like this card in the bank?
No. Like you can set it past as your opponent takes it off of the draw card.
Face up and draw a card.
Unless there's a card that... Well, if it's turned after you set it, yes. But like,
I draw this if I have nothing in my hand and nothing on my board. And draw this. I have to.
This is why I'm playing 2 of this now, baby. Let's do it.
Draw the card. Oh, at least that's a kind of a nice card called Bobble. What is Bobble? Throw mana artifact, sacrifice it, draw a card on the next turn.
Okay, that sounds simple. Okay.
Yeah,
Opening.
It's very simple. Okay. Reminds me of that. A lot of formats for Mystic Bobble. Just busted. Okay. For things you... Those are... Rabbits. artifacts are can't grab numbers of cards. I guess until something like yeah, there's bubble. This kind of avoids a lot of them. Another one. The velocity. I am getting velocity. Card velocity. Like you want cards at times. Like a delay. There are the combo. Like I said, like X is triggering that. Evaluate how these outsides tie in. I feel like a turn. I feel like having a card in your card later. And yeah, that's how it is. And if you're playing this card, you're probably somewhere deck to impact kind of trap cards. Some of every person. Value. Okay. That sounds like that.
I will let you know there are things that would allow you to.
Are they? Sounds slow for
They surrendered.
Hamilton. Are yeah. My job.
How do you like them apples?
I'm so great. I think.
So are they gonna force me to go first? Here's the thing though, I like going second, but if you make me go first, I'm still gonna be doing real good. I'm still gonna swing. I'm still gonna fly. For now, I'm gonna go under the assumption that they're not gonna make me go. They're still gonna want to go first. I'm only exchanging hand traps.
Also, it counts.
But you can also fire them in it.
Fire them?
Like, you can activate bugs on the turn. That's up.
Okay. But I mean, if you activate.
No! Sorry. A regular trap card, after you activate it, goes.
Yep.
Oh!
It's not
This sucks.
I'm thinking out there.
Oh, no,
Sir,
yeah.
draws you a card and then smiles at you like an asshole taking.
No. Oh, no.
Let's go to the graveyard.
They hard drew their Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion is at 2 now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Well, the only ones that stay out if they have that infinity symbol next to a trap card, then they will occupy this. Regular trap cards, you activate.
Alright. Well, I think there's a serious risk of the video just turning
You're
into
banishing.
draws a card, ban it from me. Because the things are headed. I mean, it looks awesome. It all looks like the best thing I could possibly do in my game. But this one is fun.
Dimensional barrier set.
Fine, I would. The fact that it does graveyard is a big advantage. But similar to the last one, like I think I'm gonna have to go with kind of the Upstart Goblin as a check on this. This is a very similar card with this.
They surrendered.
I think may have all at a point, but probably not banned. Especially if Upstart Goblin was never banned. Upstart Goblin's a card. I think that though similar function in depth, hoping to play multiple.
Well, we are in bronze right now. Enough time has passed in the new ban list that everyone should be in their proper spots by now. Like bronze shouldn't be filled to the brim with so-called. We can't really call them Smurfs because everyone starts out in bronze.
It was basically only decks like decks where you're trying to draw, 5 pieces of Nodia, combo decks that are trying to, fulfill some sort of other condition, right? Just so you can find more of a thing. That was cards for the most. There were other strategies. I don't want to get into kind of complicated. Talking about like change strike decks. That's where cards like Card 3, for the most part, didn't see a lot of play, primarily because trap card. Main difference between no card and a trap card. A trap card, you have to set it based out for a turn, and actually activate. It has a horrific downside to the functionality of trap card. And so, as the game progresses, trap cards have to do to fight for deck space, and they have to do a lot, unless the deck can control the deck that, like,
playing
cards.
DDDs.
Average, modern, 200 cards.
I just realized I turned off my Molcharmies. I should have activated those first. How stupid of me.
But retro formats that are alternative formats that are back in 2005 people have actually started to started money. This is one card for Edison format known as Amaterasu. Basically just cards, 3 more copies. Where these cards have worked. Actually, looking it out, you talked about how there are effects that would affect the opponent in the hand. I don't know if you remember Trap Dust Shoot had that visceral action. Look at the opponent cards and shuffle a card back. Having a card like Jar lets you round that because Trap Dust Shoot cards you can have cards in hand in order for that card to attack. So if you have multiple copies of cards, set them down, and is effectively always cards, but you still have those cards back row that would be hands or rounds back. However, any sort of destruction type effect, a card like this can be valuable. The most notable card actually advantage or infighting card disadvantage. Oh, what do I mean by that? Let's say all you do first turn, that jar of green face down, and then turn. Your opponent activates a spell card that says, destroy an opponent's spell or trap card. Right? In response to that, you gain the jar of green. So now, not only the card, because the jar of green makes itself and that spell card, but also that spell card is out of the deck, so now you have an actual heal trap card that can make response to something like that, placed in that one on that jar of
Penduluming
green.
already.
So these cards have actually become very known making the opponent in their powerful effects and actually are disadvantaged instead of giving the card advantage. So at the highest levels of play, these cards are very deceptive and provide a lot of.
I don't think that means they have anything else left. I'll happily get rid of Ripper here.
Format got by Jar of Green. Like, how do you imagine?
Oh, you're grinning like this guy on Jar. That's how.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got some ground to cover. Let's draw some more. Ali, let's draw some more.
Mata Dragon.
I may have underestimated this.
Attack points.
Hand.
100. Okay. In general, crap. Cannot be special summoned. I bet the rest of the text is dumb functions. Otherwise, summon it. Card returns to its owner's hand during of the turn in normal summon or card in battle damage for opponent. Draw cards
Shit.
until you have 5 cards.
I have played myself.
Okay, so you have to tribute something. But it's kind of simple.
Correct. Have it. Cannot cheat.
That's not when the happens. So when you kill damage, draw up to 5 cards out.
Correct.
Burn it.
Correct.
Has to hit the opponent.
I should have played my Molcharmies.
Any damage that would come battle. So hypothetically, if for Yamada Dragon with 5 monsters less than 100 attack, I would take that damage, and that is battle damage. Yamada Dragon would trigger any cost of that.
Has to hit the lower defense.
Why did you do that?
100 attack.
If it's in defense, I would take no damage. So that's one big difference.
Right.
Correct. It's
Still,
different modes.
Kind of try to plow the way. Card to your deck, plow the road. So, or make the bigger or something. It's all your cards. Yeah, it's like I imagine that. I'll bring you out your stuff. Already have your summon. And you're like, and I draw up to 5, you can play more stuff, and then this comes back to hand, so they can't attack it or kill it?
That's good.
What the hell? Nonsense. Crap it. That's have to have kind of in Magic call in action. Have to kill it on your turn. Have to interact. They have to trap it.
They surrendered.
talked about it. Like trap cards are fighting for spots. Not every deck wants to run those. No, you don't always have the right time. This card is a menace.
I thought you'd like this.
When my opponent has it, I hate it. So much. When I have it, get good. Like, why aren't you running interaction? Traps. Oh, man. Oh, God. Busted? Kind of busted. It does require you to play a certain... Sounds like the... Action all about summoning. Bunch of special stuff. Gotta kind of play old. Gotta shoot something, right? But I mean, cards are worth it.
And to be fair, you special summon other monsters. You summon doesn't say you can't do that.
Right. Yeah, you special summon your whatever effect, kill their tribute, add it, come up to the rocket, punch their face, draw up to 5, and assume don't just win and walk away back to your game. Next turn. Okay. I want. It's all busted. Every card, every draw 1 card for free, busted. Every draw 5 cards, busted. It's all awesome to me. I can't get a single one of these right because I'm thinking about any of it. My heart doesn't allow it. All it's the worst bid I've ever paid. I've never been happier.
Your equivalent of me doing the pricing.
See, okay, but now we're chunking, right? Wait, like, different kinds of draw. There's every turn draw. Okay, I'm always
Hilarious.
A bunch of cards. Upstart Goblin Jar Green. Fine is not fine. No, it's up and down over history. Currently, mine is unfine. Definitely. And then, like, we're in.
I'm gonna make the game slower so I have better chances at activating toggles. Master Duel speed is infuriating sometimes, but necessary.
I bet nowadays, tell me it's fine. Like maybe back in the day. Seems like back. Probably had something about at some point. Exit might be fine.
Whoops.
Have like trap cards.
Just wanted to read.
A lot of effects, and there's only one of it, so it's more likely to get handled than. I want to say at some point, man, it just seems like every deck. Seems like every deck. Every single one. Why would it? Not a lot of good. Not. Sure, okay, sure. Let's make this the ban video. Look at this kind of card. It's drawing up to 5 cards. This card is busted.
This card sucks. This card is so bad. Alright, let me give you the context. I need to watch slow roll. No, no slow. It's funny joke. Now tell me how busted it is. I'm not. This card has had. Okay. Let me give you the context. So again, old Yu-Gi-Oh card. Thing is, they're not possible to go like, if you have a guy on the field, special summon a guy, you sack them both, you do things, and 7, bring out the Yamada Dragon, go in for the attack, draw 5 cards, the opponent flips a trap card and just lost 3 cards for their 1. From a card advantage perspective, the thing has no protection, and chances that it
Can I draw something good?
is like I would say it's guaranteed, but they're most likely to do something has to stop this from happening. I'm sure there have been times that like Yamada Dragon. I'm not saying it's never happened. Fine. Times that it has happened, very few are out. It is not to say that there's not all time which has seen a modicum of success. The Dragon Rule from effort, that is, this card was made just because it technically is a fire dragon and also that whole deck special summon, so it was not normal summon to bring it out. That's seen, so it's been played in that. Like, theoretically, Edison could play this card, right? Another retro for that. Like, there are just like small examples, like the time where, but the amount of work that you have to put into bringing this out, Dancing will die. And the fact that it comes back to hand, you think is a good thing because it, like, kind of protects itself in a way. For this, it's bad because you have to tribute summon two things back out. So, the fact it can't be special summoned is downside, so you get cheated into play. I think if you could special summon this, the card would actually be, and might actually be. Unfortunately, our good old friend Yamada Dragon here is just relegated to the. Sorry to crush her. I mean, you're so excited. Alright, I'll help you out. I'll help you out. The video's not over. Don't worry, the video's not over. You got a chance. One shit. Got a chance. Here, this one, I think you'll like this.
Players discard as many cards as possible from their draws to 6 cards.
Windfall is exactly this next.
Oh, no, actually. Windfall is draw cards. Greatest cards.
That's a big thing.
Because this Valerian win.
Okay, so that card is.
Oh, got banned. Valerian not you. Now, because you're down a card with you play.
How much is
Very nice.
Couple of the cards. Draw that cards. That's only one. That doesn't.
They finally know what they're up against. I really don't think they should have scooped.
Card A. Graveyard is.
So what do they have? Oh, hold on, they're not done. Wow, all 3 copies.
good?
Oh, that seems dumb. Because the way to get up cards, you are a graveyard combo that can play this on your it's like fighting a lot, like not giving opponents the opportunity. If you're something that'll exile their great.
I don't have any cards in hand for that.
Magic. Lies. I that on a card. I'm with it. I am. Card is fine.
Final answer. Okay, this card has been basically limited throughout all of. It was banned actually. Oh, card destruction is nuts. Card destruction.
So how do you break it? How do you get on the way?
So the reason why card destruction is OP, because in Yu-Gi-Oh, similar to Magic sometimes, the graveyard is a second hand.
They don't have any ways to
Well,
summon.
yes, this card does come at card disadvantage because you are taking a -1. Typically, you're going to be playing this card in a deck where you want to spend like 5 cards and to start to draw a fresh grip, and you're going to make up that advantage by the card. The yard helps combo plays for those effects just generate that advantage for you, and not get you a head advantage, in advantage after solving that card destruction. Let me give you a good example. Card destruction was banned during a time where S decks, decks that solely played out of the graveyard upon Dragon Moon, but also a deck known as Dark World. Dark World gimmick as an archetype was that their effects triggered when they were physically targeted. So if you activate card destruction, card 4 Dark World, yard not only extra cards, because obviously card destruction, but all 4 monsters, and then let you draw cards or special summon them out to the field, and just basically make it that you ran away with the game, because if you're wasn't playing that deck, you're just gonna see them because you're just gonna be so far ahead in the game that it's insurmountable. And Dragon Ruler is also like the absolute example of it, because that whole deck, monsters special summon themselves out of the graveyard, they're gigantic, they're recursive, and just getting more and more reasons. But the card
Why
destruction
can't I activate this?
even to this day, card destruction is has seen modern play. It is very contextual format. But for the most part, this card is absolutely.
I see.
Like you said, it triggers the bonus too. Does that just? I guess they're saying this card just homogenized the format.
Yeah,
Like
so
everybody
typically,
has to play it.
it's an example of if card destruction is made in that like a single best deck. Maybe there are two decks that are the best decks in any. And the decks that are playing card destruction, when they go up against the that aren't playing decks that benefit from their hand getting graveyard. And card destruction is kind of like an auto win. Like if it resolves, like they're just gonna be so far ahead that they can affect it. As you know, as a counters from. But the card that if a deck isn't playing out of a graveyard and a deck is and card destruction resolves, the deck that plays out of the graveyard just going to base. It's just an extremely powerful card, especially when the card draw. Yep. There's so many graveyard-based effects to get value out of the graveyard that the -1 on card destruction becomes a positive often.
Yeah, I guess I still thought every deck used cards, so I didn't see how it was.
It's not once per
like,
turn?
You're saying it was busted if a graveyard
wait.
deck played
Different
against
effect.
non-graveyard. I thought every deck used.
Not every deck, not like so. It's depending on where you're looking at.
Never mind.
In old Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, every deck, kind of like a lot of good stuff decks. A lot of decks were, I have something graveyard, maybe I would. Now that was very good. But as Yu-Gi-Oh moved archetypical, like playing like a bunch of different cards that work well together, but are kind of xenophobic to other art. Some of those might be graveyard based, some might not be. Like there's advantages in that's how you sort of shifted. So that way you're not just playing good stuff, like there's advantages. Like kind of like how they divide the colors up in Magic and the
Oh,
color
whoops.
pie.
God damn it.
Archetypes are kind of
Took
like
too long
color
reading.
pie,
Whatever.
where you play this archetype to do this archetype that does this other different, etc. But you don't have to open types of colors, kind of splash them together. But not every deck might have like a couple cards that do something in the graveyard, but one deck might have 30 cards that do cards. One deck might have like so really it's just that makes sense.
Great.
Doing good! Good buddy. Alright, next one.
Necklace trap card. Draw 2 cards and coffee. I don't want to skip my next coffee.
But it's pot and greed! Draw 2 and pluses! It's card invented!
Magic. Cards you want.
Look at that guy in the artwork. That's you right now. That's you wanting to draw 2 cards.
I'm not near happy.
Broken.
Maybe. Making videos with your heart is always a thing. You ever get those comments, my friend? Those comments? Oh, you love. You make whatever you want to make. Go watch fun. As long as you are having fun.
Oh, no. I'm having fun. I think our audience is having fun.
Oh no.
It's Izuna-ing time.
The trap downside, right? Talked about the three downsides of traps. This trap. Next to draw phases. I mean, if you're literally going to next turn, maybe, but like your cards, you draw phases. Pretty bad. Better. Drawing for cards that you have from a draw phase because a lot of these reckless bags. Talked about the jar of greed that target.
This is a little unfortunate.
Are your cards? I can't imagine anything that with what you and like put myself in the world. But you are the but these cards and magic draw step that are ongoing battlefield. Other ways to get a lot of cards.
Never mind.
Like a lot of cards.
What do you mean? This is a lot of cards. It's pot of greed. And Yu-Gi-Oh! The cards I've shown you, cards is a lot. What we're working with.
One card, because goes to your next turn. Cards. Draws them. Up your right there.
And we don't worry about them. Worry about them. Look what's in front of us. Look at the shiny object in front of us now. Cards. Cards.
Autumn. Are agreed. Fine. The only question, like having that velocity of one card, that one.
Like you said, it doesn't matter.
No, I'm on the floor. My body is hurting. My mind is. You're just like, are you trying to like holding out your hand like, help me up, and then you're like, no, it's.
Look at the art. There's 8 treasure chest. That's the
Oh, it is. So, are you trying to like throw me little help you? Say you're not gonna help me up, or are you actually trying to help me up?
I don't know. What do you think I would
Matters. Look at the card. You and I have this in common. No matter what the meta is, points we have to go is about a card. If you had a bunch deck that up when draw twos, but skipping the draw phase. So like if you couple up like cards, that could be. But that does require you to draw several objects. Some other cards, maybe there are multiple cards that like skip the draw phase. Maybe cards are forget a draw phase. Never having a draw phase.
I will let you know that you can evaluate this. Your example.
And then it's really a question of the velocity of it, because like I said, I think those are a lot agree that the velocity matter. I don't think so.
Okay.
And there were even more cards that were like Jar Green, played in a Jar Green, played.
3 other copies of the so there's 6.
Right.
3 Jar Green. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, like I think you play that first. Why take the downside? Why take the risk? Especially if they were to counter. I'm gonna say that this card is.
You hesitated. You hesitated.
It's pretty close. There are better cards. So I'm gonna say cards.
I know it. So I'm not sure of this. Reckless activate at the same time actually stacks outside. So instead of activate 2 and draw 4 cards, don't skip the next 2 for draw 4. You'll skip the next 2 because they're both activated. So
that is not how Magic at all.
You learned something.
The next, all at the time,
it can because you activate Reckless and then you activate it Reckless. Both on the chain, and both resolve.
That's for resolve purpose.
Yeah, they resolve in order. Second Reckless
No.
resolves
So
in
when
first.
resolve, next draw phase that was after.
No, because they were both on the turn, so both cards are checking the next 2 draw phases at the time. So you can draw 4, potentially 6 if you have 3 copies of it. And only skip draw phase.
In terms of the way it's phrased, it doesn't say it's the draw phase on your next turn. It says the next draw phase, and you don't have a next draw phase next to draw phase.
Yeah, you have the next 2 draw phases. No, Bolt card is actually limited. Never banned. In early Yu-Gi-Oh, I think they just on the stackable necklace together because it is like really unfair if
It's fair. don't work right.
Hey, you know what? KSS, because Konami said so. That's what we always say. So, when it comes to Reckless, this card is actually, I don't want to say like modern play, but it has seen play throughout other eras, probably throughout the lifespan in other trap-based decks, Stoic, other decks. Take advantage of the fact that it's a trap card, that it draws you cards, and maybe your deck will generate advantage that you can mitigate this fact opportunity. It is strategy dependent. Some like Exodia decks again would play a card like this because yes, you don't cover 2 turns, but let's say you have 2 Reckless Greed and you only have 2 cards left in the deck. Exodia, you win. This card is unlimited now. It's fine. Okay, but funny enough, it will see play from time to time. Just I think it's by like modern standards, but around like a lot of you, the card has come up for play. And a lot of people say it's not great, like in the right decks. Okay, but it was limited for quite some time. I think for the most part your assessment's correct, but early on this one would just basically auto back. I have that stay. Here, okay, you know what? Help me out, buddy. The last card of the video, I'm gonna help you. I have shown you all of these cards. There's no way you can go low for whatever. I don't know how many cards we're talking about. I'm gonna show you the closest analog. Next, I'm going to show you the peak of card draw. Behold, reincarnation of Pot of Greed right before your very eyes.
Never.
Oh, no, wait. I can't target. I'm dumb. Whatever, let's just destroy himself. Pointless material should be discarded. I think that's very important.
I've got to get rid of this right now because it's not actually about reading the card, about understanding what they know about the card.
In fairness, Pot of Avarice monster.
Right, only the main phase, my bad. Whatever, there's no imprint to play around.
So I think it was that way because of the fact that at the time, made that
It would have cost them.
Everything's free in Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been showing you stuff that isn't free.
Those cards are cards that like require you to cards at a powerful cost, but they have powerful effects. Those cards are very good. At times in Magic they were big, but generally like are not in recent. But there's always a conversation about one of them treasure but it requires you to have like to guess if that's
that would be insane.
Yeah, so that card has been amazing considered other formats, and currently not like a Pioneer format.
Wait, so how does Delve work as a mechanic? Delve shuffle the back and then you draw the ring?
Nah, it exiles.
Ooh, that's different. Okay.
So they're not for
okay. Well, you're
rather shuffle them in. Exile's bad. Exile's gone forever.
in your game.
Back. It's for game. Exile is the thing. Yeah, having them back in the deck and then drawing the cards is probably some people in some way probably like that. Probably in some ways. But instead of this being like cosplay, so now you have to combat, summon them, specialist, summon them, and then how often, like, monsters, you're gonna have a bad time. So similar to like treasure, getting enough cards in the graveyard in a treasure crew, or on its base. Oh, just pay wasn't to have that option. Have to have 5 monsters in the graveyard to play this all. That's what I'm understanding part here, right?
For context, activate. Forget the 5 monsters. Guard, if your opponent has a response to any of those 5 targets out of the card, either by exiling it or anything like that, it doesn't have to be all 5. One card will not resolve.
That happened in Magic. Okay. Now that's great. Out of feeling. That there are decks that try to take accident by just having a ton of ways to fill
wouldn't
the
that
graveyard
have
with
been
monsters.
nice?
Actually, 1-3. There is a thing. Definitely. Multiple. Like your average deck, like everyday kind of deck, can probably run 3 because the drawing multiple, not being able to hit, having a bad turn. It sounds like falling behind and you. So, I feel like every deck the monster wants some number. Some number. The cost outside is enough that
That one was a bit more intense.
Again, selling nostalgia. Like, look, it's pot of green, guys. We can pot of green, and then they're like, we're not quite. Sorry.
Before context, pot of green abandoned this.
One last duel. Yeah, only Yu-Gi-Oh can give me such thrill. God, my heart is pounding still. Recross is fun, but it's not the same.
Element of this has something like combo deck, right? Like we're getting.
This is card gaming, baby. Of course, We Crush has waifus, and only waifus.
Cards and they got banned, but right? Or if like nil here and then certain cards back in. Especially like when you're monsters or the other one, kind of just creates a win con on the spot if there's.
I miss this
like,
lobby theme.
So like that right there is nasty, but the problem is probably whatever your whole deck. Maybe not specific
Scissors.
card. I could still see.
Come on, let me lose once.
Card draw thing.
You're a fuck.
Really
You know what?
because
Just this once I'm going first.
Or probably.
Let's fucking go. I didn't draw any hand traps whatsoever.
Card the problem. In those situations, other cards probably had to get axed, and you've shown me some in the past.
I see.
Like if card in the card that let you deck, you have combo with right there. Draw whatever 2 monsters you want to see. Card not fine.
No Izuna, no.
Of call, because Lost is actually used. You know what? Restricted? Fine. Hard quite fine in multiple, because there's outside of multiple. But maybe deck that like monsters are all kind of top. That deck takes a lot of avarice in the way
Back
other
to
decks
Baylor.
can't, or it puts some kind of a combo deck up. Flip their deck over the monsters copies, like I said, play into them. So I'm gonna go with restricted, but I've had a terrible video and actually one I'm most about, so whatever. Let's go.
Let me save it for last. So, restricted final answer. Pot of Avarice. Everyone loves Pot of Avarice. They announced that the card was coming out, especially on the heels of Pot of Green, and not too long prior. Exciting for a lot of people. Love drawing cards. And funny enough, Pot of Avarice got limited very early on in lifespan. Because I think they were afraid of like it being a Pot of Green type situation where even though it does have a cost, yes, I think they kind of wanted to just have the guardrails up just in case there was some card got abused. So it was limited very early on. And as you said, card that basically every deck can play a single copy. It was too inconsistent to play multiple Avarice, as you them early on, and you have the graveyard setup. It's a nightmare.
I'll do
But
the
having
burn
a
damage
singular
for
copy of the
funsies.
game's no longer able to back with some monster cards. Did you back in the game, right? It was a bit of a comeback mechanic. Not that it was a complete comeback mechanic, but it's a very simple sequence decks can play, and so you would need a lot of decks around the time just playing a single copy of Pot of Avarice. I think the one thing you may have potentially opened back at this format, and
They play Effect Veiler. The only deck that plays that nowadays is Blue Eyes.
Because not that people were, doing.
So are we up against Blue Eyes?
The fact that even if it was at 3 people, could play a single copy, and playing 3 wasn't. It was making your deck less. It only play 1. Great. So once we start getting into the summoning mechanics and synchro summoning, it was not difficult. Players to find ways to graveyard with more than 5 monsters
Let's
in
go.
the very first turn. Also, talked about how cards from the extra deck will go back into the extra deck through Pot of Avarice, so not in the main deck. So it's not inconsistent that you send several monsters from the extra deck back into the deck, and only maybe shuffle 1 or 2 cards back into your main deck. So you're not even making the consistency deck any worse as a result, or as worse. 5 back, you have a higher chance of drawing the card you want to draw. But unfortunately, when it got to the point that we were figuring out how to card, well, when you figuring out how to dump 5, 10, 15, graveyard, Pot of Avarice became a card that became out of hand very quickly because of the fact that there's burn clause on this card, because of the fact that basically when you have a way to mitigate the cost of it basically became 3 copies of Pot of Greed. And as a result, Pot of Avarice got banned for several. It's at 3 now. It's actually okay to be. But it was banned for.
My time for. Whereas the first restriction was people.
I forgot I already drew.
I think it's just a matter of.
Doesn't matter.
Again, I told you many times, just getting a single +1 that was so powerful. That I think they just wanted to make. I just don't think they wanted to card because the more they types that card would buy it, and I also think they were looking down the pipeline at the new archetypes that they did, because obviously dev cycles work in like 2 windows. I think they knew it wasn't getting much better with like the graveyard filling archetypes because they only got better and better as time progressed, and so I think they just decided to ban it for several years. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about a freaking game when all these decks are playing at the break. But very fun card, very iconic card for, and even just a brain of an old. I
definitely got some little cope here. Little cope. I definitely very wrong. But there are some
I would say all, but okay.
But I don't feel I got very wrong.
Okay.
I got them wrong.
Okay.
I feel like my thing corrected in places, and whoever decided banned or restricted, that's what I'm saying right now. Everything we learned about some of the other restricted cards said, well, yeah, then why would they have to ban this? But, hey, sure. Might be fine.
That's the fun of these, right? Is that even though logically it may or may not make sense, that doesn't mean that's what they decided with the ban list. Also, money. At the end of the day, maybe they're just smiling.
Wait, what?
Guys, that's gonna wrap it up for another Fudge release. Let's go ahead and shout.
Drago Tail. I'm just gonna feel like an idiot if I pop the Malulu and it turns out they can still just use the Nibiru on field. Not the crow! Alright, well, that clearly shows they don't want this thing getting popped. hilarious. Alright, good. Yep, that is a good choice. Pretty much the only choice, really. Yep. I had game there. Taxi is not very useful. Not a lot of things useful on my side deck. Roll doesn't hurt them hard enough. Oh, god damn it. Very nice, they're gonna fusion with that. They decided to play and commit a monster on board. You better put Pan on Chainlink too, or else I'm gonna be mad at you. for such blatant misplay. A Lulu. Wait, I didn't know Frixel is already allowed in the TCG. Right, all the new supports are all here. Let's go, Sting! Permanently negating my Ripper. Believe in the upcoming evenly matched. Tremble in fear of it. meant to put that in defense. The world's their oyster right now. With the 5 mana. It isn't spelled with a Y. I thought it was. Yeah. I believe I've rammed them through all of their possible interaction points. No way. Oh, it's alright, doesn't do anything anymore. Can I just talk about how many fucking effects have activated in just this turn alone? Crazy. From both players. The game's far from over. Don't overthink things, man. Okay. And look at all these